Okay, welcome back. My name is George Gatesy. I'm co-founder of BattleGoat Studios, and I'm here with the other co-founder of BattleGoat Studios.
Hi, I'm David Thompson. I'm the CEO of BattleGoat Studios, and I was the lead designer for most of the Supreme Ruler games.
And we're here back talking about some of the tips and suggestions and comments that some of our players and users have made. We have one that came on Facebook from George Anderson, and he talks a little bit about some of his favorite regions to start with. He made the suggestions of South Africa, playing as a sandbox because they're away from most conflicts and you don't have to join World War II. What's the fun in World War II if you don't
And
join
you get Rui cats.
and actually, South Africa, they had the niftiest equipment, the Rui cats and the G6 Rhino artillery pieces.
Oh, yeah.
One of the, I guess, history pieces of Supreme Ruler is when we created one of our first maps in Supreme Ruler 2010, which was the Australia map. The most interesting.
The Rui cats were one of our first equipment pieces in the game, and everybody got them because they would go forever.
Yeah, we didn't, Australia's not known for their military units, so we all played with the South African military units because they had cool units. The Rui cats that moved fast and the Rhino artillery that shot far and moved fast because it was wheeled. So yes, we roved around the Australian countryside in South African units. But David, what about your countries? What's your favorite countries to play?
I always like playing as Canada.
Why?
I don't know, because we had good resource base, and so you could just build up your resources and kind of hide in Canada and make your move when you wanted to.
But what if, like, Donald Trump sends his troops across the border?
Don't get me started.
It's not a very defensible place if you get in trouble with the Americans.
No, but you kind of just keep a low profile, and they get in trouble everywhere else in the world first, so.
But what if you wanted to be a little more aggressive? Any country of choice?
Germany was always a good place to start if you really wanted to be involved in action right from the word go.
I don't know, Germany. Have they ever been involved in a world war in the past? George on Facebook also suggests the UK because he says everything you need when starting has very good tech to research. They're an island and can't be invaded as easily.
Well, they've got good tech, but they don't have a lot of resources. So if you really get involved in a war, you're going to be cut off you're going to run out of resources pretty quickly.
And then there's he suggests the US, massive economy, massive population, good tech units to research. Relatively untouched in early games, easily expands southwards. Nice point that points out southwards is the way to expand. That works for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Any other how about smaller regions? Anyone you suggest? Andorra?
No. What? 3 hexes or 1 hex?
A very small number of hexes.
Yeah. No, South Africa was a good place to start too. Popular was Japan. China was. No, the tech level in China wasn't always the best, but that should be improving.
On Facebook, he mentions USSR and Russian Empire. Plenty resources, terrain acts as a defense.
Supply was always an issue playing as Russia. I mean, yeah, there's lots of stuff, but getting the supply into Siberia, building up your supply level so you could actually take advantage of Siberian resources was always tedious. I mean, I always liked to take over the world as Canada. that was my thing to do when I played a 300-hour plus game. But whenever we had multiplayer, well, that was an entirely different.
Yeah, didn't you
situation.
Get just stuck between Chris and I as we attacked each other?
Well, it was always difficult to predict which one of you was going to just
go rogue,
be annoying more than the other.
Annoying? When have I ever been annoying?
Let's see. How long have I worked with you?
Let's see what other suggestions we have here. Strategic locations.
I liked getting a good engineering infantry kind of unit that you could put in forests and then backed with artillery. So rather than tanks, because tanks used up too much military goods, if you put a good high defensive engineering unit or Marines or that kind of high-end infantry, then you could, and back them with artillery. That was always a good stop and assault kind of unit in cities or in forests.
Okay, favorite Supreme Ruler game?
2020.
The traditional 10th anniversary retro game, eh?
Well, the World War II is intriguing, and there it adds more of the historic element. But the 2020 is always good because then you can do whatever the hell you want to do, and you pretty much suck up and get all the tech you want, and then even Canada has a good shot against the U.S. because you can sit back for a while and absorb tech and go from there.
So you wrote the original storyline for Supreme Ruler 2020. How close do you think you're getting with only 2 years left?
No, I think I was too optimistic.
That the world is more chaotic than you predicted it would be?
I think we're 2 years ahead of schedule.
I don't know. Some parts you got wrong. Oil doesn't seem to be as crucial as we thought it would be.
Well, when we did the original storyline for 2020, we didn't really understand the impact fracking would have. So that's really changed the supply side of oil, particularly in the U.S., because now they're back to producing a lot more than they were beforehand.
Well, otherwise, let's see. We predicted the rise of nationalism and countries focusing in on themselves. Yeah, you think you got that one right?
Yeah, I think so. Unfortunately.
So thank you, everybody, for joining us again, and thank you, David, for crawling out of wherever you spend your days.
I don't have hockey today.
And we hope you join us again soon for more questions and answers from our community. Say goodbye, David.
Goodbye, David.
Leave some comments down below with what regions you like to play and any tips that you actually have for fellow members of the Supreme Ruler community.
And thank you to David's stunt double, Eric. No, we gotta turn off our. Oh,
Goddamn AC.
Okay, I'm done.